He knocked on his son's door an hour ago. The light is still on underneath it. His son hasn't answered. And Oren is only just realizing, this isn't the first time. The hallway is quiet in the way that houses are quiet when someone inside them is choosing silence. Not the silence of sleep. The silence of a decision. Oren stands with one hand still touching the door he already knocked on, trying to remember when this started. He goes back 2 weeks. A missed dinner. He had a call he couldn't postpone. Noah had left a plate in the microwave for him, covered with a paper towel. He found it at 10:30, ate it standing at the counter, and didn't think anything of it. He goes back a month. Noah's school project. Oren had said he'd look at it. He forgot. When he remembered 3 days later and asked about it, Noah just said, "It's done." He goes back further. He realizes he cannot identify the last real conversation they had. Not logistics, not dinner at 7 or, "Did you call the insurance?" But a conversation. Something that mattered. He cannot find it. He sits down on the floor in the hallway outside his son's bedroom door. Not because his legs gave out. Because there is nowhere else he can think to be. He doesn't know how long he sits there. Long enough for the light under the door to go out. Long enough to understand that he is not going to knock again tonight. He was never a man who broke things visibly. He never raised his voice in anger. He never left. He showed up to the school plays, to the games, to the parent-teacher conferences. He had photographs. He had evidence. He had always assumed that evidence was enough. He goes to his study and he does something he hasn't done in years. He opens the drawer where they keep the old photographs, the paper ones before everything lived in a phone, and he finds the one from Noah's 14th birthday. The kitchen. Noah laughing at something Oren apparently said. Oren laughing back. He sits with it for a long time. He tries to remember what the joke was. He cannot. He tries to remember the last time Noah laughed in front of him. He cannot find it. Marcus Aurelius wrote, in a private journal he never meant anyone to read, "Confine yourself to the present." He wrote it as instruction to himself. A man of enormous power writing a reminder that power means nothing if it is not applied, moment by moment, to the people in front of you. Oren had not been absent in the way men are absent in stories. He had been present in body and absent in attention. He had been in every room and in none of them. He had looked at his son and seen milestones rather than a person. Progress rather than a presence. A project rather than a conversation. The discipline of attention. That is what he had failed. Not the discipline of provision. Not the discipline of showing up. The discipline of actually being there with both eyes, with his full hearing, with the part of himself that was not already somewhere else. His son had not withdrawn from him in anger. His son had simply stopped trying to reach someone who, for years, had answered without listening. That night, Oren does not knock on the door again. He goes to his study. He takes out a piece of paper. Actual paper, not a screen, and he starts to write. He does not write an explanation. He does not write a defense. He does not list the school plays he attended or the years he provided or the intentions he held that he never turned into actions. He writes only what he sees.
He writes, "I have been in the room, but I have not been present. I have been watching you grow up from a distance I told myself was appropriate, but it was not distance, it was absence. I do not know when I began to treat your life as something to supervise rather than something to be part of, but I see it now." He writes, "I am not asking you to forgive me tonight. I am telling you that I understand what I did. And I am telling you that I intend to be different, not in grand gestures, but in the ordinary moments. In actually listening when you speak. In putting my phone down. In asking about your life and meaning it."
He finishes the letter at 2 in the morning. He reads it back. He does not revise it. He folds it and slides it under Noah's door. He does not sleep well. He does not expect an answer. He does not deserve to expect an answer. In the morning, he comes downstairs at 7. The kitchen is empty. He makes coffee. A few minutes later, He hears footsteps on the stairs, earlier than usual. Noah comes into the kitchen. He does not speak. He goes to the coffee maker, takes out a second mug, fills it, and sets it on the counter beside his father's. 2 cups. No words. But the door is open. The people we love cannot be won back with arguments or evidence. They can only be reached by the quality of our attention. By showing up not to the event, not to the occasion, but to the ordinary, unremarkable, easily dismissed moment when someone is simply sitting across from you, waiting to matter. Epictetus said, "Make the best use of what is in your power and take the rest as it happens." Oren cannot undo the years of half-presence. He cannot change what his son experienced. He can only change what he does with the morning he woke up inside, and with every ordinary morning that follows. If the story sits with you, if you recognize something in Oren, or in Noah, share it with the person it made you think of. Sometimes a story does what a conversation can't. Subscribe to the Heart Continuum if you want more of this. We're here every week, in the space where Stoic wisdom meets the people we love most.